Hello everybody, so my name is JeanPaul Waite. I just kind of want to give a bit of my life story and put it in a compressed way. And I really just want to spread this word just to give some food for thought for young people, as young as 11, 12, 13, right the way up to, manhood. 25 plus, 30 plus, 40s, it doesn't really matter, but mainly for young people, especially with the times that we're living in, where we're just seeing ridiculous levels of knife crime, gang violence, killings, murders of young people, and it's like the next generation are not thriving. They're actually dying at a premature age. So I just want to kind of share a bit of my story. So before, by the age of 13, I lived in 12 different locations. Most of them was mother and children units. It's like my mum was on the run. She's been on the run all her life. Most of the places that I lived in by the time I was 13 was in London. 2 places were in Birmingham. Got locked up on my 13th birthday, and it wasn't because I was bad as such. It was more to do with the fact that my mum was a single parent to five of us. I got 4 siblings, and she struggled to raise, me and my siblings by herself. Grew up fatherless. There was no father figure. There was no, male role model to teach me and my brother to be a man. So my mum raising kids by herself just led me and my brother to just start going out into the streets and just doing robberies. We used to go to shops. We used to go to places like Elders, Debenhams, rob, clothes. We used to rob phones. We used to rob everything and anything you can think of that we could get at that age. We used to rob it. Used to be trainers, used to be shoes, used to be clothes. At school we used to rob like Game Boys and take money from people at PE time and stuff like that. So there was a lot of things that we did. I even tried to blow up a school, and there was a lot of things that led to me getting arrested on my 13th birthday. My mum had enough, so my dad ended up picking me and my brother up from London, bring us to Birmingham, dumped us off at our nan's, and I lived with my nan for 2 years. Couldn't get into no school. No school in Birmingham didn't want us. Me and my brother had to sign in at the police station every Monday and Wednesday. I had to do 200 hours of community service at the time. So we were just rebels, but it wasn't that we wanted to be rebels. It was just we grew up struggling. We lived the real life struggler's life. Came to Birmingham again, living with my nan for 2 years. Didn't like the environment. My dad wasn't there. He was just doing his own thing. I found out my mum moved back to Birmingham. Ended up running away. I was living in an area called Bolsleaf in Birmingham, and then my mum moved to Birmingham, and she was living with her sister, my auntie over in Winson Green. Went to Winson Green, and then I connected with some of my other cousins and family members around there. And then from there I just kind of started to do my own thing again. Kind of mingled around with some other like-minded friends and family members at the time, and there's a lot of gang activity in Birmingham in the early 2000s. I see my first Mac 10 around that time when I was about 15. I was at school, George Dixon. They were the only school that let me in, but I got into problems, and again the work. I've got dyslexia, so my brain can't comprehend large amounts of information. I need to have things in bite sizes. So school frustrated me. Me not having a stable upbringing and just constantly struggling made me couldn't focus on the work. Around 15, I kind of looked at my mum's situation. I thought I need to start selling some weed or making some money in some kind of way in it. So I tried the juggling thing for a bit, started to make a bit of money, but then I just looked and I thought, this ain't for me, don't feel right. I had friends around that would do the same thing. Some of my other friends, we had the same kind of mind, but when I would go to their house, their setup was completely different from my setup, and I kind of seen that they didn't have the same upbringing as me. So I decided to just basically change my life I was fed up. I was on the road making a little bit of money selling drugs, nothing special. Um, used to go out every day, every weekend. I used to go to clubs up in Handsworth, city centre. Me and my friends would drive around in cars that weren't legal, just up to no good. Sleeping around with girls, doing all sorts of different things at a very, very early age, 15, 16. Um, but what really changed me and made me kind of wake up was when I was invited to a New Year's party. It was my friend's and his New Year's party, and I had a feeling inside of me saying not to go to this dance. End up staying at home. My friend wasn't happy with me. Woke up the next day and I looked on the news and I seen that two girls, Letitia Shakespeare and Charlene Ellis, got murdered by gang violence. So that kind of woke me up to this, say, I need to kind of just get myself together. I wasn't involved in no gangs, but there was always that pressure there because Birmingham's a small place, and some of my friends at the time, they were involved, had family members that were in gang life, and I have family members and friends and stuff that were in gang life too, but I had to decide for myself, what decision I was going to make, and I always had to go back to the fact that, I need to honor my mum's struggle. My mum had it hard with me and my five siblings. So I just basically decided that, I'm going to change my life, and I did. It wasn't an easy decision to make. I had to lose a lot of friends, a lot of people disrespecting me and saying, you're not real and you're not really on this road life. And I had family members that probably didn't feel like I was fit for purpose. So at 16 I got involved with a girl. She already had a son. I ended up moving into a hostel, and then I was living with her, well, trying to look after her and her son at the time. I thought I was ready for manhood because I didn't have an example of a man. I felt strong enough. I thought I already been through enough of life already to know what life is about. And I thought, this is the ultimate way for me to prove my manhood and prove, that I can be a man and to live life in a meaningful way, rather than just be out and about, trying to find myself and find my purpose and find my worth through doing all these negative different things. So I did that, lived the life with her for 4 years, raising, her son, and then my biological son, came when I was 18. So by the time I was 18, I was raising 2 kids, working, in and out of jobs. Most of the jobs weren't permanent jobs, and there was no room for, for me to go up on the ladder. I still had problems myself, because I was still young, but I've always kept a positive mind. And one of the things that always come to my mind was, I need to know who I am, and I need to find my worth, and I need to find my purpose, and I need to know what my value is through doing the right things. And again, what I would say to you, young people, you have to, first and foremost, you have to remember, you have to always say to yourself, where does it start from? There's a lot of young people jumping into street life because they want to make money, to be seen, to be noticed, to be recognized. But you don't want to seek validation through anyone else. You need to understand that you are the value. The very fact that you've woken up today and you've got life to breathe, you are the value. Well, my mum didn't have no money, my dad didn't have no money. Okay, I understand that and I get that. It's one of the reasons why I thought I should be selling weed, because my mum, didn't have no money. She was struggling. But at the same time saying that, I realised that my mum was struggling from when I was a little boy, from when I was like 1, 2, 3, 4 years old. So I don't need to feel like, okay, now I'm a man and I can make money. I don't need to feel like I should be the one to donate money to my mum. And if I do, I need to be doing it in the right way. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you want to make your mum proud or your dad proud by doing things the right way. Because at the end of the day, me sitting in prison, ain't making my mum feel any good. Me dead in prison, me dead in the dead ain't gonna make my mum feel good. And me being in a madhouse ain't gonna make my mum feel good. Me being in beef or drama with other guys ain't gonna make me feel ain't gonna make my mum feel good. So I always said to myself, I need to do things the right way to honor my struggle. And a lot of the times, it's we're not honoring our struggle and we're looking for glory, or we're looking for recognition from people that didn't even wake us up this morning, for one, and two, didn't carry us for 9 months. So those are the things you have to remember. And I understand what it is. I know what it feels to feel insecure. I know what it feels like to feel weak, to feel like you don't have no worth or no purpose. But even if you feel like that, still doesn't give you the permission to go out and do negative things, because you're not putting out the right things into the world. You're putting out the wrong things into the world, and you have to think about the negative things that you're doing. You have to think about the consequences that it's going to have, not only on yourself for now, but for yourself in the long term. And then you have to think about the consequences that it's going to have on your family. Well, my mum and my dad wasn't there for me. They were drug dealers themselves. Okay, you can use that excuse, but at the same time saying that if there were negative influences, then move away from that negative influence. Find your aunties or your uncles or whoever it is that is positive in your life. We all grow up as victims, but you can't have that victim mentality. And then let me go deeper. Think about the times that you're in now. You feel like you need to walk around with a knife for your protection. I used to walk around with screwdrivers on my waist at 15. I seen my first Mac 10 at 15. I seen a shotgun at the same age, and a 38. Those are the 3 guns that I seen. And I had to decide whether I wanted to be a man that's going to roll around and commit robberies, commit murders, rob people for their drugs, rob people for their jewelry, rob people for their money, or am I going to honor my mum's struggle, honor where I'm coming from, and try to be better and do better? And yes, I had my son at 18, and I struggled, and I had easy access to weapons, easy access to money. A man could have thrown me a line, and I could have easily been making like 7 grand a week easy from a line, but I decided not to, because I wanted to be better and I wanted to do better. And I ain't gonna say my life's been easy, because it's not been easy. It's been challenging. And again, me not making serious money as I could have has been a major challenge, because we need money to get by in life. I didn't start life at the top, I started life at the bottom. You know what I mean? So I understand the struggle, but I'm living proof of someone that's coming from the bottom. And if you decide within yourself that you want more and you want better and you want to do better, you can do better. Yes, you're going to have people that are going to say things. Yes, you're going to have people that are probably going to go against you and not going to rate you or not going to respect you, and you're going to feel the pressure. But I'd rather you feel the pressure of your friends rejecting you, people not liking you because you're not rolling with them or you're not doing what they want you to do, than feeling the pressure of, again, your mum or whoever you love or whoever's close to you seeing you in prison, or the pressure of people feeling the pressure of the fact that you're dead, or the pressure of the fact that you're in a madhouse. You rather feel the pressure of people not liking you. You don't need to be liked out here. You don't need to be validated. You don't need to be recognized by the wrong type of people. What you need to do is love yourself first. And loving yourself means that every single day you're going to take positive actions. You know what I mean? Positive thoughts, positive actions, and you're going to get up and do the right thing. And then you want to surround yourself around with people that love you enough to tell you, know what, you need to step up and you need to do better and you need to be better. And then you want to surround yourself with people that know the life. I'm very close to the life. I could have been out here doing certain things. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to be bad. It's not hard to do evil things to people. It's harder to be nice for some people, but it's actually beautiful to be nice. And the feeling that you get when you're nice to people, you can't match that. You can't beat that. Knowing that you can lift someone else up, knowing that you can help someone, because what it does, it cultivates positive feelings within inside of you. But the moment that you start to step out and you want to walk around with a knife and you feel like you're a bad man and you want to kill someone and you want to do the wrong thing and you want to take someone's life and you want to be evil, what happens is you start to strip your self-worth. You start to strip your self-worth to the point where you don't feel human no more, and that's not a place where you want to be. So some of the things I'll say that you want to start doing, doesn't matter how young you are, you need to make a decision not to walk around with a gun or with a knife. You need to make a decision to separate yourself from people that are involved in that life. Doesn't matter how hard it is, because the reality is you're either going to end up dead in a madhouse or in prison, or you're going to be in beef with people, You know what I mean? And that beef will spill out, that beef will spill over to different parts of your life, because you can be 13, 14, 15 now, ready to do, you know, some dirt. And then as you get a bit older, you won't even properly have the ability to function properly. You won't have the ability to even build a steady life with somebody, or to do the positive things you want to do, because you don't have peace of mind and you don't have peace with people. And then, you know, you're gonna have a criminal record. And if you're a black man, if you're a black boy, it's even worse, because, you know, we're already viewed a certain way already.